Hi, I'm Kelly with Jelly. Welcome to my kitchen. Who doesn't love a hot chocolate chip cookie right out of the oven? I sure do. And today I'm going to share with you my recipe for paleo chocolate chip cookies. In this recipe, we're going to use 2 cups of blanched superfine almond flour, 1 large egg, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, 8 delicate Knorr dates, half a cup of unsweetened shredded coconut, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and then of course a half cup of dark chocolate chips. These are dairy-free and soy-free. And so we're just gonna go ahead first. We're gonna put the dates in the food processor because they take a little bit to break up. And I know a lot of people like the medjool dates. I like the delegate dates. I don't know. The flavor of the dates is more buttery, so I think when you're not using dairy in a recipe, it's just, for me, I like to use that. So we're gonna start with that. Then we're gonna dump in pretty much everything else. So let's go ahead, add in the coconut shreds, the almond flour, sea salt, maple syrup, and again, maple syrup has almost like a rich, the B grade has a rich buttery taste, so it's why I use B grade versus A grade. We're going to add in the cinnamon. We're not adding in the chocolate chips because it will just beat them up. Okay, and there's our dough. See how quick that was? Just gonna set this over here. And now I'm too lazy to throw this in a separate bowl. I'm just gonna throw the chocolate chips in here with the batter. And then I'm just gonna kind of mix it in with my spatula. You can easily do that. And you know, if you're like, no, I have to get another bowl to make dirty, go ahead and do it. But I'm too lazy to do that. So let's go ahead and head over here to the baking sheet. What we're gonna do is mix in more of those chocolate chips. There's nothing worse than being the one who gets the chocolate chip cookie with like 2 chocolate chips in it. So just go ahead, give it a good blend. Now we're gonna take the dough. You're just gonna roll it up into about 2-inch wide balls. When I was growing up, because my mother is Filipino, she didn't make homemade chocolate chip cookies very often. My mother's version of homemade chocolate chip cookies was often whatever you could buy at the store, pre-made, that she would just throw in the oven. Or once she bought cooked, like packaged cookies, and she threw them in the oven. And you know, as a kid, I was totally blown away with that. But it wasn't until I went to a friend's house whose mother actually made chocolate chip cookies from scratch that I realized that my mother needed to make me chocolate chip cookies. It was not fair. So I went home and complained and complained and complained and complained about it. And she finally broke down and made chocolate chip cookies. So that just goes to show that nagging will often get you what you want. So we're almost done here. I know that someone commented that they were surprised there was only 1 egg in this recipe. And you can see it sticks together really well. And that's because the dates also act as a binder. And so you don't need a ton of eggs in the recipe to get it to stick together. And then there's a loose chocolate chip cookie. And then here is the last one. I have extra chocolate chips in here. This is a crime, but it is what it is. So what I do is I take a cup and I go ahead and press the chocolate chip cookie flat. If it's sticking, you can wet the bottom of the cup and that will help. This batch makes, this is like 12 cookies, 13 cookies here, but depending on the size, if you want more cookies, you want to make them smaller, and you'll get about 18 cookies. I like my cookies big. These aren't going to spread, so you don't have to worry about them being very close to each other. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to set these in my preheated oven set at 350 degrees and let them bake for 12 to 15 minutes. So the cookies are done. I'm surprised that my son has not run up here screaming, the cookies are done, the cookies are done. I definitely passed down my Cookie Monster genes to that child. So here you go. Again, this is super hot. Do not just reach and put this into your mouth. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to leave them on the baking sheet to cool. I'm just going to get my spatula, move them over to my cookie rack so they can cool. The reason you don't leave them on the cookie sheet is because the cookie sheet is hot and it will continue to cook the cookie if you leave it on there. So I'm just gonna put this on your cookie sheet. It looks like I have more cookies than space, so I should probably eat some. Oh, this smells amazing. Of course, you're going to want to eat this with a big old glass of milk of your choice. We drink raw milk. And there you have it. Chocolate chip cookies, and it took less than 30 minutes to make these. So I hope you enjoy them.